Hello students, today we are going to see this topic which is known as dynamic programming. So before going into that, last class we have seen this sorting algorithms. Okay, sorting means uh, arranging the given items in certain order. Okay, so which is ascending order or in the descending order based on the requirements. Okay, so there are three different ways of sorting algorithms available in your textbook. So first one is bubble sort algorithm, the second one is selection sort, and the third one is insertion sort. Okay, so these things will arrange the items or numbers which are present in the list according to some rules. Okay, so that is given inside this pseudocodes. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can just refer to the previous video which is available here. Okay, so we'll move on to the today's topic, dynamic programming. So dynamic programming is an algorithm design method that can be used when the solution to the problem can be viewed as the result of sequence of decisions. Okay, so here you can see that a problem is given, so the problem has to be solved. So that solution of the problem is based on not a single decision, but also but it's decisions of the decisions is has so many decisions. Okay, so say for example, you can take a weather report. Okay, so based on so many things like humidity, speed of the wind, direction of the wind, and the pressure in the atmosphere, everything constitutes to a rainfall. So like this, uh, the solution of the problem will be having so many decisions has to be taken. So dividing. Okay, so the next point you can see that dynamic programming approach approach is similar to divide and conquer. The given problem is divided into smaller and yet smaller possible sub problems. So the bigger problem is divided into smaller problems so that it is very easy to handle it and to take decisions in a easier way. Okay, so dynamic programming is used wherever problems can be divided into smaller or similar sub problems, so that these results can be reused to complete the process. Dynamic programming approaches are used to find the solution in an optimal way. For each inner subprogram, dynamic algorithms will try to check the result, the previously solved subprogram, the solution of an overlapping subprogram are combined in order to get the better solution. Okay, so dynamic programming, you will always see to the previous result. Okay, to solve this problem in a better way, so that you can view to the previous solution. So by default, this dynamic programming is a stack of decision. Okay, it is provided in a stack of solutions, and here you can see that the stack of solutions will be referred by the decision which is yet to be taken. Okay, so if the first decision is taken and the next decision is yet to take, then the next decision will see to the previous decision which is already taken. Okay, so to make this as a uh, even more effective solution. Okay, so there are steps to do this dynamic uh, programming. So given problem will be divided into smaller overlapping subprograms. An optimum solution for the given problem can be achieved by using result of the smaller subprogram. Dynamic algorithm uses memorization. Okay, so first the bigger problem will be divided into uh, smaller stacks of sub problems. An optimum solutions for the given problem can be achieved by using result of the total addition of the problems. Okay, so here they have given the definition for memorization is an optimization technique uh, used primarily to speed up the computer program by storing the result of the expensive function and function call and returning the catch result when the same input occurs again. Okay, so memorization means uh, actually a set of programs, say for example to calculate the square root of 2. Okay, so the computer first, when it's executing the first time of this function, square root of 2, sorry, square of 2. Okay, 2 2s are 4. Okay, the answer is 4. So for the first time it will execute it and get the result and store it. Okay, but when the next time the same function is called for the same input value 2, it will not do the entire execution. Instead it will remember the previous output which is executed already, will be given as an output. Okay, so this is known as memorization. Okay, the every input for the function will be stored, and and the respective output also will be stored, so that when the same input is given to that function, it will not do the entire calculation. Instead it will just take the output of uh, take the output and display it to you. Okay, so this is memorization. So here you can see that they are given some examples here. Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series is the series which is generated. You'll see this. Okay, Fibonacci series generates the subsequent number by adding the two previous numbers. Okay, so Fibonacci series starts from two numbers, Fibonacci 0, Fibonacci 0 and Fibonacci 1. So the initial value of Fib 0 and Fib 1 can be taken as 0 and 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2, and 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5. So the previous value will be added to the existing value, and the new value will be created. Okay, so this is Fibonacci series. Okay, so first term 0 and the second term is 1, so they are added, and the third term is 1, and the third and second value, adding third and second value is 2, adding fourth and third value is 3. So this thing will be going on. Okay, so this is Fibonacci series. So here you can see that the following example shows a simple dynamic programming approach for the generation of Fibonacci series. So initial value f of 0, Fibonacci of 0 is 0, f of 1 is 1. Print the initial value of the Fibonacci series. Calculate fib is equal to f of 0 plus f of 1. So assigning this f of 0 to f of 1, f of 1 to fib. Okay, so printing the next consecution value of fib. Going to step to go to step 2 and repeat until the specific number of terms is generated. For example, if generating Fibonacci series up to 10 digits, then the algorithm will generate the series as shown given below. Okay, so there will be 10 digit. Okay, up to 10 digits of values there. So this is a way of implementing dynamic programming into your uh, programming skills. Okay, so by using this dynamic programming skill, you can effectively create a program so that your function or subdivided problems will be more effective to solve a problem. So with this, we are finishing this chapter. So these points to remember are very important. Okay. So here you can see that these points to remember, uh, uh, having so many points, and it can be taken in so many different ways. Okay. So these points to remember can be taken as a 1 mark question, or even it can be taken as a 2 mark question. So please have, or please allocate some time to read this read this points to remember. Okay, so so we can finish this class today. We'll see the uh, rest of the things, which is a new chapter in the next class. Thank you, students.